Good morning, everyone. It's Coach Reem. Hope everyone is having a great morning or day so far. I'd like to welcome you back to Core Strength. We're on to block number 3, the first week of that block. So we have some new exercises today. We'll keep building on what we've done in the last couple of blocks. 3 sets of 8 of everything after our warm-up. And then going on to the plank challenge. We're at 55 seconds this week, so we'll finish up with that. So let's go ahead and start with your warm up. And just adjust my mat here quick. Okay, so just starting on all fours. Hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips, and we'll just start out with your nice deep inhale, arching your spine, and exhale, curving. Let's just do one more of these. And exhaling. And put your hands up in front of your shoulders. And exhale down, stretching out. Inhaling back up. Let's do a few more of those. And exhale, back down again. And keeping your hands up and forward. Let's go into some mixtures. Curving, arching, side to side movement, just really loosening up your spine. And changing directions. And then back down into the extended child's pose. Okay, bring it up. Hands back under your shoulders. I'm going to start with some hold bounce cats just to wake the core up a little bit. So extend out your left leg. Back is nice and flat. Get yourself set up. Right arm is out. Hold this until I tell you to switch. We'll do 3 on each side. And switch. And switch. As you set up, make sure you're always pulling navel into spine. No saggy backs here. You want a nice flat back and even hips. And switch. And switch. And switch. All right, bring it down, drop it all the way down onto your belly. And hands are near your shoulders, forehead down, feet are pointed, so you're resting on the top of your feet. And inhaling out and coming up. Low cobras. You can come up a little bit more each time, but especially if you are doing these early in the morning or pretty cold, I want you to take your time. Just do what feels right. The lower back is so important to work on for strength. You you want to be really careful with it too. So don't push limits on the lower back. Let's do one more. Back down, one more child's pose. And we will get started. Okay, so this block is similar to the last one in that the first, we're gonna run through a bunch of exercises, which will be split into plank style variations for the first part, and then we'll go to some bridges, and then we'll go into some on your back core work. So I think we're at, I don't know, 10, 11 exercises, something like that. So let's play it out. We're gonna start with a pike to plank. So the plank is really a downward facing dog. The pike part of it, the plank. So I find it best to set up from here. So set up a good plank position, and you want to be, heels don't need to be on the ground, but you want them to be pushing towards the ground, pushing back on your hips. So it's a nice tall V, and then you rock forward nice and slow until you're in the plank. Your hands are going to be under your shoulders, closer to your feet than your shoulders in general. But adjust if you feel like that's not a comfortable plank position. You can bring your hands out a little further forward so you find the right balance. So to me, that feels pretty good. And so you're going to push back and then come nice and slow, going forward into the plank position. So we've got 5 more to go here for a set of 8. And for 4. For 3, and for 2, and for 1. Okay, next one. We're going to do a variation of mountain climbers. So last time we went straight in with your knee. This time we're going to alternate going to a wide mountain climber. So our knee's going to come out to the side and a crossover. So it's going to the opposite elbow. We'll end up doing 4 on each of those. So you do a total of 8 mountain climbers on each side. So set yourself up to the plank. We'll start with the right leg. And you're going to come out and back and cross and back. Out. Cross, out, cross, and one more of each of those, out and cross. Okay, take it down, take a rest. And let's do the other side. So out and cross. And if you'll notice here, my hips are not moving. So you want that, you want a nice, really tall position through your core, out, and cross. Okay, drop it down. Next one, we're going to the side plank with leg raises. So last time through, the default option was the modified side plank with leg raises. If that feels like the right challenge to you, stick with it. If you were not doing the side plank and just doing the leg raises and that feels right, stick with that too. But I want to show you or take you to the next variation today, which is the full side plank with leg raises. So this is something that you can do if you feel like you're ready for it, but otherwise pick one of the other 2 modifications. So set up in the full side plank. I'm just going to adjust here. So you want your elbow under your shoulder. So that's the most solid position. Legs are stacked up. And now you're going up. If, when you're doing this hip is moving, or you're rolled forward and you're holding on with that second hand, you're not prepared for this variation. So you want to do it. It's always about getting it done right, then trying something that you're not quite prepared for, but I should say, or doing something you're not quite prepared for. Let's do one more, because you should try, because you never know. Be like, wait, I've never been able to do that before, and now I can. You never know until you give it a shot. So let's go and switch to the other side. Pick your variation here. And let's go up on this side. As much as you can for that top leg. You want to keep the toes facing forward. 5, 6, 7, and for 8. All right. Let's take things over to the bridges. So next one we're going to do is the marching bridge. So we've done that before. Then we're going to go into a single leg variation. So marching bridge, bring yourself up here. Okay. Feet stay tight. Alternate legs. So you're familiar with this one from the last block. And I've got my hands up on my hips to make sure my hips aren't moving. You can use them to support. Or you can just keep your arms at your side. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and for 1. Okay, next one. We're going into a single leg bridge with hip drop. So we've done the 2-legged bridges before with the drops. It's the same concept, but now one leg is raised. So I'm going to start with the weight on my right foot, and you can just start with your hands up here if you want. Second leg is out, just straight. Okay, so it's straight out. I don't like it up like this. I prefer it straight out. I think it isolates the glutes better on the other side when it's just straight out. So this leg, my left leg, is not moving independently. It's as I drop my hip, my leg moves with it. That's where the movement comes from. So I'm not swinging or actively moving my left leg. So I'm really isolating right here through my right glute. And I think we've got 2 more on the side. Okay, and last one. Okay. Take a break. We'll go to the second side. Set yourself up. Second leg up. Five, 6, 7, and for 8. Okay, bridge is done. We're going to go into the bicycle variations now, or the crunches. They were actually a new more crunch style thing. So we're going to start in the center, knees up, hands behind your head. So your lower body is going to stay right where it is, neutral neck, and you're just coming up for small crunches here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and for 8. Okay, now we're going to take it to the side. So take both your knees, drop them to one side, keep your back flat on the floor as much as you can. So both my shoulders are on the floor right now. And I'm crunching up to the center. So now it's taking it into my obliques a little bit more. Neutral neck, though. I don't want you to push this movement. It's a small movement. 2 to go on this side. Okay, and switch sides. Knees down on the second side. And bring it up here. For 6, 7, and 8. Okay, last one in the set. We're going to do a seated boat with rotation. So with the seated boat, when you come up, if you need to hold your knees, you can. If you do that, just hold the boat for as long as I'm doing my reps, and that'll get you the right amount of time. So if you feel pretty good letting go though, I want you to put your hands together here, and you're going to go side to side. If this feels like it's easy for you, then the way to make this more difficult is to grab a weight in your hands, or a medicine ball, or just something that you're putting extra on for you. This is one of my favorite exercises for cyclists, because the position, I think, mimics being on the bike pretty well. If you want, your legs can be straighter also, but the key is that your back is really straight. So I'm going to just show you that quick. I don't want you like crumpled like this or falling over like this. I want you nice and stable with good back, and your core is going to kick in. Everything's firing when you're doing that. So, all right, round 1 done. Take about 30 seconds to a minute. Go grab something to drink, and we'll bring it back and start round 2. All right, here we go. Round number 2. Back to the planks at the beginning. So we're starting with the pike to plank. So start up in your pike position. Nice and tall pike. Okay, I don't want to sloppy. The weight is back on your heels. You're pushing back into it, okay? And now bring yourself forward into the plank. Adjust your hands if you need to. You want to be comfortable working hard in that plank position, but you don't want to feel like you're overstretched. Your hands are too close to your feet. So just adjust as you need to. Find that right balance position. We'll go for 3 more. And for 2. And for 1. Okay, come down, take a rest, and go into the mountain climbers. So mountain climbers, going back up into that hand plank position. This time though, make sure your hands are directly under your shoulders. Okay, so here we've got there, and we'll start going out and across, out and across. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, drop it down. We'll switch sides. Back up in plank position. Nice solid position to start. Out. Cross. Okay, and 2. And for 1. And I should have mentioned at the beginning that if you are doing these as a variation here, and you can kind of do them the same way. You know, you just have to take your time coming out first and then cross. Find your rhythm. but you can do these. You don't need to be all the way up into the plank position to get the benefit, because this one you're working both through your abs and you're also working with your hips as you come across. So it's a really great one. So just find the option that works for you. Okay, next one, going to the side plank with leg raises. Again, here, pick your variation. Sometimes it helps for the first set to do the modified version and then try the regular one now that everything is warmed up and the muscles are firing. But you pick. Start with one, shift to the other, find what challenges you the most, okay? All right, let's go on this side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, other side. Five, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, let's go on your back for the bridges. Marching bridge is next. Okay, bring it up. Alternating sides. Okay, we're at one more each side. For 8. Okay, let's go into the single leg bridge with hip drops. So set yourself up, regular bridge, opposite leg out, one leg out, and up and down. Again, that leg is not moving independently. You see it going up and down because I'm driving my hips up and down. That's it. If you're doing these, and let's say you can only get through 3 or 4 of them, that's okay. Just go into the double leg bridge and finish off that side with a double leg bridge. Okay, switch sides. Next time through, maybe I'll get, another one done and slowly build to it. So do what you can and then find a variation and keep going. That's how you get stronger. Okay, other side. Set yourself up. And you'll probably notice one side generally feels stronger than the other side. Tighter or looser too. So pay attention to it. Go 2 more. And last one. Okay. Going to the crunches. So we'll go knees up, hands behind your head. And come straight up for 8. Get nice and neutral with your head. Pick a spot up on the ceiling. I want you curving your neck. Two to go. Okay, just drop your knees over to the side. 8 on this side. You're crunching up to the ceiling again. So knees are at the side. That's what lets you get more into your obliques. And you're crunching center. 2 to go. Okay, let's switch sides. For 7. And for 8. Okay, let's finish up the set. Seated boat rotation. Again, if your place is here holding your knees, I like it if you're going to hold your knees. I prefer to hold the kneecaps. Some people prefer to hold behind. whichever way, and I think it's better for me to show it to you sideways. Think about that flat back, okay? Nice and tall through here. No curvies. As soon as I curve, I'm hurting my back and I'm disengaging my core. You want it nice and tall, shoulders out. And then from here, let's go side to side. If you're holding onto your knees, just hold on, maintain that position for me while we're doing the side to side. That's just the time interval you're gonna do. So for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and for 1. All right, 2 sets done. As always, second set goes by a lot quicker. So come on back, 30 seconds to a minute. We will do one more set and then wrap up with the plank challenge. All right, final time through, everyone. We can do this. Let's get going. Another 8 or so minutes and we will be done for the day. So let's come on up, pike to plank. You know the routine now. Bring it up. Adjust your hands if you need to. Get yourself in the right position. Number 7. I love this one too because it really warms up your calf muscles also. I feel a lot better now than they did on the first one, that's for sure. Okay, drop it down. We're going to do the mountain climber variations next. So in and out, set yourself up with a nice solid hand plant position, and from here, out, cross, out, cross, out, cross, and out, cross. Okay, drop it down. Second side. So here, you can start in that balanced calf position like we did. To start with, I'd actually keep the front hand on the ground though and only work your legs so you make sure you get the full rotations. We'll go out, cross, out, cross, out, cross, and out, and cross. Okay, over to your side plank. Pick your variation that you're going to start with. Switch partway through if that's what feels right to do. Okay, so stack your hips up. Just here. Didn't get a very good setup there. Okay, so now from here for 8. 7 and 8. Okay, switch sides. Five, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, on your back. Bridges. Marching bridge. Get your hips up. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, single leg bridge with hip drops. So bring it up into the regular bridge position, leg out, quads even, drop it down, rock both hips down, drive them back up again. That's 8 on this side. Okay, let's switch to the opposite side. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, going into the crunches, knees up, hands behind your head. Bring it for 8 here. Okay, drop your knees to the side. Arching center for 8. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, let's switch sides. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. Finishing up with the third round, seated but with rotation. So set yourself up side to side. Seven, and for 8. All right, that is the official rounds here. We're gonna come on up and finish off with our plank. So let me just find the timer, get yourself ready. Grab a quick sip of water here. And we are at 55 seconds. So set up the plank the way you want to. Remember, if you need to come down and take a few second break and come on back up, that's okay. Goal is to just keep your form right the whole time. You never want a plank to start getting into your lower back. So I would prefer that your butt's up a little bit, then it sags. But ideally you want it nice. The plank is named as it is to keep, because you want to keep yourself nice and flat from like if your body was tied to a plank, that would be the shape of your back and your legs. So that is how we're going to start here. 55 seconds. And go. Right to kick up. So plank works so much here. It does, I mean, it works right through your abs, but you're also working your glutes, outsides of your hips. Your calf muscles are working, your feet are working as they're pushing quads. I mean, everything. It's just such a, if you look at a picture of someone doing a plank, you look at one of those caricature images which are showing you where your muscles are working, and it's like, yeah, okay, just about every muscle in your body is firing with a plank. So it's just a great one to build. And we are already at 10 seconds here, so wrapping it up. And just hold on with me for 5, and for 3, 2, 1. Okay. Right. That's it. Let's go straighten our stretch now, pulling back. Stretching out your back. And take your hands over to one side. Stretching opposite. Now's the time to let yourself relax. Make sure you're controlling your breathing. Hit the tight spots. Switch sides. And back to the center. Let's switch over onto your back. And give your knees a hug. Rock it around here. And then cross one leg over the other. I've got right knee over left. And pulling in both towards your chest. Nice and gentle hip stretch. If on these, if you do have difficulty grabbing your knees, pulling in from underneath, or you can grab a band or something to help pull you in, but you want it nice and gentle, just enough so that you're feeling that hip on the top leg. So in this case, it's my right leg. I'm feeling the stretch through my hip. And switch sides. Pull it in. And I know I mentioned this before, but if you find that one side is tighter than the other side, then spend a little more time on that side. So, ideally, I'm only doing these once in each position with you for 20 to 30 seconds. Ideally, you go and you do these like 3 times in each position and maybe hold the side that isn't quite as tight for 20 seconds and the other side for 30 seconds. Try to even yourself out as much as you can. Okay, let's go to figure 4. So crossing here, I have my right ankle over the left. And it's resting just above my kneecap. And then to deepen the stretch, taking my right hand, pulling out at my knee. And I'm not touching the knee, I'm pushing on the upper leg, just above the knee. Never want to push on a joint. Okay, let's switch sides. Bring yourself back in. Give both knees a hug and now drop your knees over to the side. Arms in T position. And just relax here. And if you want, you can take your hand and put it on top of your top knee. So here I'm turned to the right, so it's my right hand is resting on my left leg to try to deepen that stretch a little bit. And let's switch sides. So dropping to the left, looking over to the right. Left hand is on the top of my right leg. And this is mostly for your back. That's where you should feel the stretch. Okay, and back to center. One last hug, and then let's stretch out nice and tall. Deep inhale, stretching. Exhale, relax. Let's do 2 more of those. All right, work yourself back up to seated. And it's a great time if you feel like you want to do some more stretching, just stay on the mat, do some more. Pull out your roller, whatever feels right to you this morning. But that's where I'm going to wrap it up. So I hope you enjoyed this new block of strength. And if you have any questions or looking for alternatives on anything, please reach out to me. And we'll see you next time. Bye for now. Coach Reen.